You know, a hotel can have the most stunning architecture, the most luxurious rooms, but its success really boils down to one critical moment, those final few weeks before the grand opening. This is where a building stops being a building and starts becoming an experience. And today, we're going to break down that final test.
Hello and welcome. As an AI expert in hotel operations, I'm really pleased to welcome all students of Europe Hotel School to your online learning journey. Today, we're diving into a fascinating framework straight from the school's playbook. It's all about that critical, high-stakes moment in the life of any hotel, those final weeks before opening. We're going to explore their blueprint for turning a brand new building into a truly world-class guest experience.
Okay, here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with the grand challenge every single new hotel has to face. Then, we'll look at how you go from blueprint to action, simulate what it's really like to run the hotel, and put it all through the ultimate stress test. And finally, we'll wrap up with the real goal of all this, tuning that human engine for opening day.
All right, so let's jump right into the big problem. It's all about this gap, the gap between theory and execution. I mean, there's a world of difference between a perfectly written plan on a piece of paper and a flawlessly delivered service in person, right? And bridging that gap, well, that's the grand challenge of any hotel pre-opening.
Just think about it for a second. For months, sometimes even years, a hotel is literally just a construction site and a stack of documents. You've got blueprints, budgets, standard operating procedures, but in these final weeks, the entire thing has to come alive. And the pressure is just immense because you only get one shot at a first impression with a paying guest.
So how in the world do you bridge that gap? Well, it all starts by getting your team out of the classroom and onto the actual hotel floor. It's time to take those carefully written standard operating procedures, your SOPs, and see how they hold up where it really counts. And this slide just nails the contrast. On one side, you have the SOP manual. That's the what to do. But on the other, you've got the hotel floor. That's the how to do it when you're under pressure with real equipment and in real time. You know, reading how to check a guest in is one thing. Doing it smoothly while the phone is ringing off the hook, that's a whole different ballgame. And this is exactly where task-based training becomes so important. It's not just about knowing the steps. It's about mastering them with speed and, of course, precision. Your staff gets timed on these specific duties, just like that check-in example. Can they do it in under 3 minutes? Can they perfectly set a table for a 4-course meal? This is what builds the muscle memory you need for truly excellent service. But look, mastering tasks is really only half the battle. Hotels aren't factories. They're dynamic, living, human environments. So the next level of training has to get the staff ready for the most unpredictable element of all, the guests themselves. And this is where the Europe Hotel School London has such a brilliant solution. They call it the simulation method. And the whole idea is to create these controlled, safe environments where staff can practice handling all sorts of difficult and unexpected situations through role-playing. So what does that actually look like? Well, one staff member might have to play a guest who is absolutely furious about their room. Another might have to figure out how to handle a situation with a broken suitcase, which puts the hotel's service recovery protocols to the test. These simulations are just invaluable for building confidence and quick problem-solving skills before anyone has to face a real paying customer. Okay, so all of this practice, the tasks, the role-playing, it's all building up to the climax of the pre-opening phase. Once the team is up to speed on individual tasks and scenarios, it's time to test the entire system, all working together under maximum pressure. Welcome to the soft launch. The concept here is actually pretty simple, but it's so powerful. The hotel invites a whole bunch of trial guests, usually friends and family, to come and stay, often for free. Now, the goal here isn't to be perfect. The real goal is to create a full house scenario and intentionally push every single system to its absolute breaking point. Can you just imagine the pressure cooker in the kitchen? During the stress test, the chefs might be told to prepare and send out 50 different meals all at the same time. This is how you test the workflow, the equipment, and the communication between the kitchen and the dining room. And oh, it is not just the kitchen. The laundry team gets slammed with a full hotel's worth of linens and towels to process all at once. Meanwhile, at the front desk, they simulate a mass arrival, with dozens of these trial guests all trying to check in at the exact same time. Every single department is pushed to its limit. Okay, so this might sound a little bit crazy, right? I mean, why would you intentionally create chaos? Why push every system until it bends or maybe even breaks? What's the point of all this manufactured stress? Because here's the key. It is so much better to find the cracks in your operation during a simulation than it is on your grand opening day. This table shows some perfect examples. This is when you find out one of the kitchen ovens is faulty, or that the Wi-Fi signal is super weak in the corner suites, or that your check-in process creates a massive bottleneck. You find these flaws before your paying guests do. And that brings us to the real ultimate goal of all this intense prep work. It's about more than just finding a busted oven or a process gap. It's really about the people. I just love this metaphor, the human engine. Everything we've talked about, the task drills, the role-playing, the stress tests, it's all about tuning that engine. It's about making sure every single team member, from housekeeping all the way up to the general manager, is working in perfect harmony for that high-stakes performance we call opening day. And if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. The process doesn't just stop when the first guest walks through that door. Excellence in hospitality isn't a destination, it's a journey. The best hotels know that training is this continuous process of refinement, always adapting and always getting better. So I'll leave you with this final thought. As you get ready to launch your own careers, I want you to think of each new job, each new role as your own personal grand opening. So the question is, are you putting in the work right now to make sure your own engine is perfectly tuned for it?